I mentioned, today I'll be talking about EM and RBS. So,
Recording in
for
progress.
whoever knows about this, in a real DeFi project, it's not about security. Okay, security is just part of it. Sustainability takes the other side, the other part of the fully DeFi project. All right. Now, when I talk about sustainability, I always talk about what are the thing, what are the mechanism that they are using. So in here, a simple way for us to understand what is ARK DeFi doing right now is basically we are taking in the concept of central bank. Now, central bank has been with us for centuries, 100 years already, and then we can't live without a central bank. Every single countries we have our central bank. Eventually, the central bank they are all controlled by the government, which is human, which and it means that it is centralized. But in here, what are we doing is we are taking in this concept, okay, this central bank concept, make it decentralized, where everything is executed through smart contracts. Okay, so we know that central bank only do two things. Okay, they only does two things. The first one is to print money. The second one is to do regulation. So in here, we will be looking into what are the things, what are the mechanisms that we are using the so-called on-chain central bank. Okay, so of course, when I speak about sustainability, it's always talking about this word over here, which is DeFi. Okay, DeFi, fully decentralized. Now, actually, what is DeFi? Most of the people know. Okay, when no one else can control anything, everything runs by smart contracts. But in another way to understand DeFi, which is everything, DeFi is not about the people, it's about the product. Okay, it's about the product. They have strong products, but to be honest, who are the one that creates it? Nobody knows. For example, okay, Uniswap, AAVE, YFI, and Link. Now I'll just take Uniswap here. I bet everyone in this call, you guys heard of this before, or maybe some of you guys are using it every day. We do tradings in these centralized sections like Uniswap, but do we ever know who is the owner of Uniswap? Nobody knows. Now, why? Because this is DeFi. DeFi is, which means they are providing a strong product. Who come up with this idea? Who are the one that develops it? Doesn't matter. Okay, I put into another layman example, way simpler for you guys to understand. Now, we know what is Bitcoin. Everyone knows about Bitcoin. Okay, but whoever that joined this era, okay, whoever that joined this industry like 5 to 8 years ago, we all know who created Bitcoin. Okay, Satoshi. Right, Satoshi. We know who is the one that created Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin right now, the highest price, I talk about the highest price is $124,000. Now, if I walk to someone else who have no idea what is crypto, okay, what is blockchain, but he know the value of Bitcoin. Okay, he know the value of Bitcoin. When I ask him, when I approach and I ask him, hey, do you know what? I have 10 Bitcoin here. Do you want it? What he will respond? He will say, yes, I want it. Okay? Why? Because Bitcoin is a product. It's a strong product where they have a big value in it. But once he took the Bitcoin, I asked him the second question. Do you know who created Bitcoin? He doesn't know. So this is what real DeFi means. Products always comes first. But of course, in order to to become a good DeFi or what we call strong product, we need to know what are the concept, what are the things that they're using. So in here, the trend is called algorithmic non-stable coin. Now, this trend started since 2021 until today. Okay, a lot of the projects, a lot of the platforms, they're starting to utilize this algorithm over here. Now, basically, what are stable coins? Stable coins are like those, USDT, everything that paired with US dollar, USDT, USDC, USDE, or even DAI, where their price is always stagnant. Okay, now non-stable coin basically like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Like recently, okay, the price went up so high and then dropped all the way back down to 100,000. Okay, so fluctuates all the time. non-stable coin. So what is algorithmic non-stable coin? Basically, through an algorithm, it is able to calculate, to let the price flow in between a gap, which is way healthier. Okay, but in order to make this algorithmic non-stable coin, okay, they need to go through something called POL, protocol on liquidity. Now, for whoever is new here, just a very simple explanation about what is protocol on liquidity. Basically, this is us last time when we put money into the liquidity pool, which I can put money anytime into the pool. When there's any bad news happen, what I do, I tend to pull out the money. And what happened to that coin? It fluctuates at roller coaster. All right, this is what we know. Our most of the, not to say project, not only platform, but tokens around the world. But what is POL? Now, POL basically is the same way. Instead of we putting the money right into LP, POL is the one that does it. Okay, now POL is a smart contract where they will be having the mechanism like EM and RBS to do the regulations. Okay, to do the regulations. So this prevented any bad news happen. People will pull out the money from the liquidity pool and causes this. All right. So of course later I'll be explaining more deeper. Okay, regarding on this POL. So, like I said, what ARK DeFi, the concept of ARK DeFi using is basically a central bank concept. Where the first one, what does the central bank did? They print money. So in here, the first smart contract that we are using is called emission model. Now, basically, emission model seems like central bank. Instead of printing money, here is the one that printing token issuance based on supply and demand. Okay, based on supply and demand. Now, in here, okay, I just wanted to emphasize one thing. Why is it so important to base on supply and demand? To make sure that the token, the value can be retained. All right. Just like any country in central bank, they don't have like a total fiat, you know, like a total numbers of currency. They don't have it. So when people ask you, hey, do you have like a total token issuance? No, we don't have. When there is demand, and then there will be supply. So EM is the one that does the printing job. Okay, that's the printing job to make sure that's the value of the token. Now, the second thing, what does EM do is actually called effective price support. Okay, effective price support. Now, basically, effective price support is also known as the floor price. Whoever that don't know what is floor price, I will just put a very quick example over here. Let's say if the token price is at $100, all right, this maybe any projects that you join, the token price is at $100. If there's no floor price, what does it mean? When the price fall, would it fall below? It's not zero, but it's 0.1, 0.01, 0.001. Would it be happen? Yes. So the main purpose of floor price is like a supporting price that protects our funds. Okay, so this is why I call it algorithmic non-stable coin, where through a calculation, the money in the liquidity pool plus the money in the treasury divided by the total token supply, it is able to come out with a effective floor price. Okay, now I'll just put in a scenario over here. Let's say if the current price is at $50, the floor price will be $10. Now, make sure you guys don't confuse. Some people think this is the actual price, and then this will be the targeting price where the token price is gonna hit. Okay, but no, floor price is actually like a supporting price. When the price fall, it wouldn't fall beyond this, so we have more protection for our capital. Okay, for our money, for our assets. So this is what EM does. First, issue token based on supply and demand. Second, to provide effective price support. All right. Now, the first part we know. What does EM do? The second one, who is the one that regulates? Who is the one that stabilizes the token price? Okay. And here, this is where RBS comes in. Now, RBS is called range bound stability. Basically, how does RBS work? I will just explain. This is how our usual central bank work. Now, when the market needs money, what does the central bank do? They will start to print out money, right? They print out money, give it to the market, and then what you do? The people start spending, start buying. Okay, but when everyone start buying and spending, overbought. When there's a thing called overbought, overvalue, what happened? The price increases, inflations come in. Okay, inflations comes in. So when inflations comes in, central bank, what they do? They will increase the interest rate. Increase the interest rate, and then people will put their money back into the bank so that they can do regulation. So this is how the traditional finance works. In here, how does RBS actually, stabilize the token price? They are using a thing called door pull mechanism. Okay, now we can understand in this way. Central bank is basically like a treasury, market is like a liquidity pool over here. So in treasury itself, they have both USDT and token. Now when does treasury will use this USDT and the token? Basically very simple. Now listen carefully. When the token price increases, what does it mean? Why the token price will increase? Because the demand increases. More people want to have this token, so it becomes valuable. So the price went up. So when demand increases, what does it mean? Treasury will sell the token they reserved to the market. Okay, sell the token they reserve into the market so that people have more token to buy. Have more token to buy. On the other hand, what if the token price fall? Which means the demand of the token will get lesser as well, because I don't want to hold this token anymore. I just sell it. So everyone does the same thing. They sold their token and then the price falls. So when price fall, what happened? Treasury will use the money they earn to buy back the extra token. Okay, to buy back the extra token and burn it. This is how it makes sure the token price, to stabilize the token price. Okay, for instance, this is an example. Let's say the price from $30 went up to 50. Demand increases, price high, sell token and receive money. Okay, another way around, from 50 drop down to 36, price low, buy tokens and burn. So this is how it stabilized, and this is the reason why the price can flow in between a gap through calculations. Okay, now no matter EM and RBS, everything runs by smart contracts. There is no human being involved in here. Okay, so this is why stabilized stability is so important. What are the concepts that they are using? Okay, what are the mechanisms that they are using? So in here we are bringing in the central bank concept. All right, so this is what basically about EM and RBS, the importance of EM and the importance of RBS. But of course, actually, I would just like to explain one thing over here. Hang on. Actually, this is how EM and RBS really works. Okay, now a lot of you guys might been through this kind of question. How does the project make money? Okay, how does the project make money? From where the money comes from? Okay, so RBS is the one that doing the job over here. So let me just put into this scenario. Okay, you guys try to understand as much as possible, because this is a little bit technical but a little bit theoretical as well. Now, like I mentioned just now, RBS, this is liquidity pool. Okay, where the market, and this is treasury. In treasury itself, they have both money and token, right? So when does the treasury will sell the token to the market? When the price increases, the demand increases. Let's say token price in the beginning is $1, for example. It went up to $10. Okay, it went up to $10. Now, what happened to treasury? Demand increases, they gotta sell their token. So when treasuries sell their token, what are the price that the treasury is selling? At $10. So whoever that join right now, they buy at this price. Okay, which is $10. Now, of course, like I mentioned, if the price fall, let's say fall to $6, when price fall, RBS need to retain, need to stabilize the price. What does RBS do? RBS will use the money that they earned just now to buy back the extra token. Okay, to buy back the extra token. Now I'm selling at 10, and then I'm buying at 6. How much I earn eventually? $4. Okay, $4. This is how much RBS is earning per token. Okay, per token. Now, of course, how much token that we have in total right now? 5 million, 7 million. Okay, so I just talk about 1 million token. Every time when RBS is doing how many? 1 million times 4 will be $4 million. This is how, okay, this is how does, ARK DeFi generate profits. Okay, profits. All right, so whenever you guys are in the field, anyone asks you, okay, where does my profits come from? This is how. Okay, now this is first thing. RBS is the one that generates profits. Second thing, how does RBS, make sure that the entire project can sustain? This is the main thing over here. Okay, now for whoever that knew, it could be a bit difficult for you to understand, but whoever that has been with us for a month or so, you guys know since the beginning how much money will pump into the liquidity pool. Okay, 15 million. Okay, now this 15 million all come from notes. Okay, all come from notes. Now 15 million goes into the pool LP. Okay, now what was the price at that time? The token price, $33. Okay, $33.33. Now after 2 months, okay, after 2 months, what is the current LP? Okay, current LP is about 56 million. 56 million, which is how many times already? Basically 3.5 to 4 times of the initial pool. However, if you notice something, quite irrelevant or quite, it's not in logic, the token price is still sits at 37 to $40. Now, normally when the LP, okay, the LP from 15 to 56 went up 3 to 4 times, supposedly the price has to be 100 or maybe $102 right now. But why is it still 37 to 40? Okay, now I'll just draw two graphs over here. The first situation, the first scenario is like this: 33. Now, let me just say here 33.33, and then 15 million. Here 56 million. 2 months old. Okay, 2 months old. Now, normally this is how it works. $120, let's say. Most of the project is in this scenario. When the liquidity pool grows bigger, the price increases. So what happened? Let me just ask you, okay? What happened if you are the guy who purchased notes? You purchase at this price, let's say, went up to 120. What you will do? People will start selling. Okay, people will jump into the market. So what happened? Eventually, the price maybe from 130 dropped back to $60. This is what in the most of the cases in this market. But in here, what RBS actually did is really different over here. Instead of in 2 months old, your capital, okay, went up to 4 times. Now, in order for you to get 4 times here, it's not 2 months. RBS is here to regulate. RBS is here to, instead of the price going up like this one shot, RBS, lengthen the entire duration. Okay, lengthen the entire duration. Instead of you using 2 months to achieve 4x from 33 to 120, here if you want to from 33 to 120, what you gotta do? You gotta play with time. Okay, play with time. This is how RBS works. So why is it sustainable? Instead of going up and down and that's it, but in here it put everything in sideways, playing with the time. Okay, everyone start from the same. Okay, everyone ends at the same. So it's about fairness, because in this world, okay, that's one element everyone no matter you are a you are a doctor, you are a normal people, or even you are a god whatsoever, there's one element is always the same, no matter who you are: time. Okay, so one thing I wanted to say here is that when this thing happened, now the time is the same. Let's say in a year there's like 4 quarters over here. Now every single quarters, is there anyone coming in? Is there anyone going up? Yes. Okay. Now every quarter, if this happen, what does it mean? Which means there will be no big amount coming in the same time and then going out at the same time. Especially when we have this question, what happened if after 1 year, 360 days, will everyone pull out their money after they completed the 1 year staking? No. In this situation, it won't happen. Why? Because your capital is not locked all the while. Okay, your capital is released bit by bit. So of course, every day there are people taking out their capital as well. So actually, RBS not only lengthen the entire process, it also to prevent this thing to happen, where the sudden dump of the market. Yeah. So this is why through this logic, okay, the entire process has been, pulled even longer. And then this is why it is able to not only stabilize the token price, it is able to retain, to sustain. So this is the reason what I mentioned. Sustainability is so important, and what are the mechanisms that they are using? Okay, so RBS plays a very, very important role in here in terms of making sure the entire thing can go longer. All right. Hey,